get me control on the scrambled line. My dearest Sophie, with any luck, this time next year, you'll be Lady Duckham. It's Peter. I'm sorry to tell you that our worst suspicions are confirmed. We have a traitor among us. Quite certain. It's Lucas Fry.
Darling, would you like your muesli brought through?
Go away, Marjorie.
Something wrong?
I have another mole.
Oh, don't worry, darling. Pauline's man in Harley Street removed hers in half an hour.
What? Lucas. Lukey.
Sophie.
Lukey, do wake up. Little man says it's urgent.
How does anyone know where I am?
It's your apartment, darling.
That'll be it then.
Darling,
Peter, good of you to come. You've met the minister, haven't you?
We've run across each other.
oh, darling, would the gentleman like some biscuits or anything?
Go away, Marjorie. What we have to say, Peter, is strictly off the record, which is why we are meeting at my house.
Of course, sir. Your report was meticulous, lucid, and obviously conclusive, Duckham.
Well, it's no more than the service expects, sir.
You realise, of course, we'll have to bury it.
Bury it?
Timing, Peter. The service is just beginning to repair its tattered credibility after Blunt. Another spy scandal could sink us. We'll probably put it out that he had a mental breakdown and went off somewhere equatorial.
And where the hell is he?
At this precise moment, he's on an Aeroflot Illusion halfway to Moscow.
But that's appalling.
I agree. Dreadful airline. The crew feed themselves before the passengers, you know.
It gave me something on the way to Leningrad once. I can't begin to describe it, but it made me yearn for tripe.
Well, I thought the chap is being punished, isn't he?
As far as I can see, the bastard's getting off scot-free.
You've always had a bit of a bee in your bonnet about him, haven't you, Duckham?
Well, it's no secret that I've never liked Fry. The first time I came across him, I thought he was obnoxious, conceited, and too cocky by half.
This was when he joined the service.
No, this was at school. He was my fag when I was a house prefect.
Ah?
What do you mean, ah?
Curious thought. You were Fry's first authority figure, so it could be argued that the seeds of his anti-establishment rebellion were sown by you and your gym shoe.
My what?
You beat him, presumably?
Well, when he deserved it.
So Duckham made the creature he so strenuously sought to destroy.
I have spent 6 years of my life exposing Lucas Fry. I've endangered my health, my marriage, I've lost friends, family, and quite a lot of my hair. And now I am expected to listen to this half-baked psychological mumbo-jumbo that it was my fault in the first place. My only regret is that I didn't use a bigger bloody gym shoe.
Thank you, darling.
Пожалуйста, дорогая. Anyway, Katya, when we get back to Moscow, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to have a word with the people you work for.
In tourist?
No, the ones you really work for. The old KG guess the third letter.
You think all the time we're together, what, I'm spying on you?
Of course you are, darling. I've always known. I've always assumed you've always known I've always known.
Doesn't it bother you?
Why should it bother me? You're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're a fiend in the sack, and you could always find a ripe tomato when no one else could.
Sure. That's what gave me away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, many times when we make love, it's on film.
Well, I imagine so. That's why I always tried to look my best.
So what is it you wish me to do?
Tell them I want to go home.
Oh, no.
Katya, I love Russia. I love the Russian people. I love the Russian bosom. But I have a tremendous desire to see Wiltshire again before they pave it over.
Okay.
You're an angel.
I'll talk to them.
Good. One more thing. Those films.
You wish for them to be destroyed?
No. Could you copy them onto VHS?
Oh, evening, Mr. Duckham, sir.
Evening, Munton. Any messages?
Afraid not, sir. You in town exploring possibilities, sir?
I'm looking for a job, Munton. I seem to be singularly unqualified for anything on offer.
I'm sure something will turn up, sir.
Oh, Munton, can you possibly do something about the heat in my room?
There's heat in your room, sir. Don't tell the other members.
It's perishing.
Maybe I can find you a hot water bottle, sir.
That's an unusual sound for this club.
Some sort of celebration, sir.
Oh.
You know what it's like when you've been away. You remember faces. You cannot remember names. I was at a dinner party. I was talking to this woman, perfectly nice. I knew her. I just couldn't think from where. So I asked her how her husband was. She said they were divorced. All right, I made sympathetic noises. Then I took a bit of a flyer by asking how her children were. Had they left school? Yes, she said they had. I seem to remember she had a sister or some such. So I said, how was she? Extremely well. She said, good. I said, what's she doing these days? Oh, she said, she's still queen.
Peter, you remember Lucas, don't you?
Of course he does. We were at school together. How are you, Quack Quack?
What are you doing here?
Telling old jokes.
We thought Fry was dead all these years. Apparently he's been holed up in most outlandish places, just back from Russia.
Amazing to what lengths some people will go to avoid settling their bar bill.
Could we have a private word?
Private word, Duckham, certainly. My shout, Sandy.
Are you openly admitting that you have been in the Soviet Union?
Only you and the mandarins know the real reason I was there.
And what did you tell them?
I told them I was researching my book, Great Train Journeys of the World.
And are they supposed to believe that it's taken 8 years?
Russian trains are notoriously slow.
I'm appalled they let you back in.
Oh, Quackers, the Foreign Office doesn't give a toss since Glasnost.
I don't mean the Foreign Office, I mean this club. If you're still here in the morning, I shall resign my membership.
Oh, Quackers, there's something so endearingly English about you. No, it's rather reassuring.
I imagine you'd prefer the company of Russians.
Oh, they're not very good company these days. Surly and unpredictable. What you must remember is that they haven't seen a green vegetable since the 1980 Olympics. It's not the inexorable march of history which has accelerated the democratic process. It's the Russian bowel. Now, what these people need is a really good shit.
Well, they had one when we sent them you.
What? Munton said that this was for you, so I thought I'd save his legs the trip as a warm water bottle. The scotch is for us, sort of peace offering.
I don't really want to drink with you, thank you.
God, this place is just like school, which is precisely why these clubs exist, of course, so that grown men can pretend they've never left. I could swear that's the same dressing gown. I close my eyes, I can just hear you screaming fag from the other end of the corridor. Gives me an overwhelming desire to burn your toast.
You showed as little respect for school as you later showed for your country.
I never saw myself as a traitor, you know. More of a visionary. I thought by working for both sides, I helped hasten the course of perestroika.
That is a pathetic rationalization.
Possibly it's one I've grown rather fond of. Sorry, old boy. Do have a drink, Duckham. I don't bear you any ill will, you know.
Oh, what a relief.
Although I wish you'd give me a little more warning before you blew the whistle. My best shirts were at the laundry.
When they told me they tipped you off, they said you were with a woman. I said I wasn't the least bit surprised. It was probably some tart that you picked up in a Soho drinking club. Later that night, they asked me to scan your flat.
You didn't find a pair of onyx cufflinks, did you?
No, I found an earring.
No, it wasn't mine.
No. It was one of a pair I'd given Sophie on our wedding anniversary.
Ah.
My report on you was now seen as an act of revenge by a jealous husband. I spent several years with people studiously avoiding me, and then a few months ago they pensioned me off.
Oh, really? My intelligence, which was pretty damn good, had it that you were running a string of Joes through East Germany right through '89. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you mount an elaborate and extremely expensive operation to get a chap out of Dresden on November the 7th?
How was I supposed to know the bloody wall was coming down 2 days later?
I could have told you.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go to bed.
All right. See you at prayers then, after your cold shower. How is Sophie, by the way?
Well, I imagine. I don't see much of her since the divorce. She got the house in Great Missenden, and I rent a cottage in Surrey.
If it's any consolation, Peter, I didn't sleep with your wife quite as often as you think I did. Certainly not as often as you go trilling.
My name's Duckham. I have an interview.
Could you go to the conference room on the second floor, please?
Thank you. I wonder, could you tell me, what does this company do exactly?
I've no idea. I've just taken the position.
I got this letter, you see, inviting me to see them. And the thing is, I don't remember writing to them.
All I've done is make coffee.
I'm at a bit of a loss, you see, not knowing the form. How many people will I be seeing?
He only said 2 cups.
How are you? I must say, you're looking a lot less peaky than when we last met. What is it, long country walks in Surrey? Do you still have a dog, or did she get custody? Coffee?
This is utterly ridiculous.
I'll take that as a yes.
What the devil does this mean?
What do you do in Surrey? Have you noticed people who live there always mention it with a sense of apology? There's something so ill-defined about it.
How have I been tricked into coming into this undertaker's parlour?
Oh, well, the office is on the 4th floor, rather cramped. Much more impressive to see people here. And if this isn't free, we can wheel them over to the Connaught for coffee or round to the Scots for a dozen oysters.
Am I to understand that you are offering me a job?
Certainly not. Certainly not. We're going to be partners. FDA, Fry Duckham Associates. Look, if it's a deal breaker, it can be Duckham Fry, but it's rather a pity since the stationery is ready with the printer.
I've always been staggered by your shameless cheek, Fry. You spent your entire life flaunting rules, jumping queues, stealing other people's wives. You're the sort of man who pinches women's bottoms on the grounds that 3 times out of 10 you'll get away with it.
7. I don't think I'll try it with a Mother Superior. What we need is a Miss Moneypenny.
And don't compare yourself to James Bond when you've sold your country down the river.
Oh, stop seeing me as from the other side, Duckham. There are no sides anymore.
What do you possibly imagine this company could do?
Lots of things. We could be security experts, for example.
I've no intention of spending my evenings in a blue uniform guarding timber yards.
Do try to see the larger view, Duckham. Think of the contacts we have. Think of the intelligence to which we have access, you in the West and me in the East. We can find things out for people and charge them an awful lot of money.
True, I don't have a job, I don't have a wife, I don't even have a dog. But I do have 2 things that mean a great deal to me.
Splendid. This job will need a lot of balls.
I was talking about honesty and integrity.
That's what you bring to the table, Duckham. These are qualities I have never pretended to have.
What a pity I've wasted my morning. I could have spent it looking for a real job.
Not getting many offers, are you? Duckham. We're 2 old spooks, desperately short of petty cash. We need each other, Duckham. Time to rage against the dying of the light. We're running out of road.
The world has changed a lot since you were here last, Duckham.
Not all for the better, in my view, sir. Oh, don't get me wrong. I like Germany. I like it so much I was always happy when there were 2 of them.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
How's retirement?
Well, not as well as yours, I imagine, sir. You went with the knighthood and several directorships, and I was broomed away rather hastily for failing to anticipate glasnost.
Fry's return must have come as a bit of a shock.
Yes. He actually had the gall to say we should go into business together.
Really? Well, you know, working with Fry might not be the worst idea in the world.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sir Roland, but to me it does sound like the worst idea in the world.
It would be naive to imagine that all those KGB operatives are now planting turnips or smelting herring.
I thought you'd retired.
Not entirely. And if Fry is still in the game, it would be reassuring to know what he's up to.
Oh, no, sir. No, you can't ask me to do that. I regard that man with the deepest loathing.
Well, of course. We all do. Although you have to admit that he was always good company. Do you remember how amusing he was when he came here at weekends?
I don't, actually. I was never invited.
Terribly good at charades.
Does it surprise you? His whole life was a charade.
I'm sure it still is, which is why we'd like to keep tabs.
Fry and myself in business.
What it comes down to, Duckham, is what a man is prepared to do for his country.
Well, when you put it like that, Sir Roland, you leave me no option.
Well, that's settled then.
Shall I lay another place for supper, dear?
No, Marjorie? Why?
Ah, Fry. Are you alone?
I believe so, yes.
All right, if I join you.
Certainly. Though given the number of chairs available, I'm amazed you should choose one next to mine.
Well, yes, I can see why you'd think like that.
I didn't realize the intensity of your dislike for me. The idea of us being partners is completely absurd, isn't it?
Well, no, not necessarily.
Excuse me?
Well, I've been mulling things over, and it seems to me that much of what you said makes a great deal of sense. The world has changed, and we must change with it.
Oh, surely not our principles, our integrity.
No.
Yeah.
No, but I think, I do think there's a difference between one being principled and one being pig-headed.
Who have you been talking to?
What?
Well, someone must have talked you into this vault fuss.
Yes. Yes, he did. My bank manager. He spelled out a few home truths for me.
Well, if this means you're coming aboard, I'm delighted. Sandy, 2 scotches.
I mean, I hope there's a role for me. Obviously, I don't have your entrepreneurial...
Bullshit.
Well, I was going to say flair, but yours is nearer the mark.
I've axed the Mother Superior, by the way. I've replaced her with a gorgeous, pouting, pre-Raphaelite creature called Tamsin, would you believe? She must be bright, because she was recently Tatler's Waitress of the Month.
Whatever.
No. You know, if you don't like her, we shall interview girls endlessly. Thank you. To FDA, then.
Absolutely.
The main problem will be overcoming this deep-seated animosity thing.
Well, I'm surely my presence here indicates the giant strides I've taken in that direction.
What about me, though?
You? What have I ever done to you?
You don't remember?
Frankly, no.
You don't remember traumatizing me at an impressionable age? You don't think that 6 of the best is a bit much for burning your bloody tea cakes?
Don't believe you've harbored a grudge all these years because I whacked you with a gym shoe.
It wasn't a gym shoe. It was a length of rubber tubing from the chemistry lab. Jolly well hurt.
I see. And you're comparing that to betraying my trust, ruining my career, and wrecking my marriage?
Yes. Yes, I suppose we're about even.